Hi folks, welcome in. Silver's Racing KQEG TV. Thanks for joining us on the program. Thank the sponsors for getting us where we are in year number 6. Coming off another fantastic weekend of racing at the Crosse Speedway. We also this week see the Thomas Sparta Raceway. They're going to do some shifting as they started the first 3 or 4 races on Sundays. They're now going to go back to their Friday format. I was out there last weekend. I had a chance to watch the heat races and the first feature with the Hornets, and they got rained out afterwards. Nice showers came down. And that's going to set the stage for this Friday as a TSR will be having $5 admission again like they did last weekend. And according to Facebook, they're going to be having double features. So they're going to pick up where they left off last week, and then they're going to run the features again this week. So for $5, you're getting a whole lot of racing on Friday night with the double features at TSR. And of course, it's supposed to be, I think, 93 Friday, 94-ish, heat index about 100 on Saturday. TSR, a lot of icy pops in the concessions and plenty of cold water, so make sure you hydrate as much as you can. Wasn't that hot last weekend at La Crosse Speedway, but the racing in several divisions sure was. We're going to start things off as we normally do with the La Crosse late models, and Ty Majeski back again doing what he normally does. Quick time qualifying, this time in the 19.689 range, and picking up a feature win. You're going to see that right here. And you know, as we start rolling the tape, we have an award that we give out with a quick trip card for the best driver who finishes, say starting in a bad spot, finishes the race the best. Well, Ty may get that as well as he started 10th. I had to battle Steve Carlson and Brad Powell. He picks up this spot and then another spot, then he's out and gone, as he normally has. And it really put a challenge onto those veteran drivers and former track champions. So Ty Majeski rolls on to get himself another race win. He is involved, which was just released last week, in a huge ARCA challenge down at Madison International Speedway. Coming up, I think it's in July. It's going to be John Reynolds Jr. If you ever see him at Oktoberfest, he has the big yellow X on the side of his car. Him and Majeski in a grudge match, 2-on-2. Can't wait to see how that thing lines out with all the ARCA activities. You can also look that up on Facebook and the worldwide interwebs to find out more on ARCA racing at Madison. Here's how the top 3 drivers ended up talking to me after the race was done.
Talk about running with the horses tonight. Top 4 in the restart. That's all there were horses.
Oh, yeah. It was fun. It was fun. My car started losing drive off about halfway through, and I don't know. Good job with these guys in front of me. Well, race hard and clean.
That's exactly right. Another good finish. How about it for Brad Powell? Second place tonight with his NASCAR championship race outfit. How about it for Steve Carlson? I'll tell you, Steve, Bill Doc Niles and I talked about it on the restart. We had a feeling that you wanted to get that outside groove. Did you restart where you wanted to with Ty?
Yes, I did. I got by Brad, but that Ty, he's pretty quick tonight. I couldn't do anything with him.
Like Bill had said, not bad when your averaging finish this year is second so far.
I can take that.
All righty. He'll retain it on top of the point standings. How about it for Steve Carlson? Young man from Seymour. His track has become magic for him. Every time he shows up, quick time qualifying with a 19.68 tonight. How about it for Ty Majeski? Well, I tell you, you're out having a nice little Saturday night cruise until the Wayland caution period flies.
Yeah, Brad got out to a pretty big lead there. I got caught up in traffic just a little bit, and he got out, and I didn't know if I was going to have enough to catch him. I think his stuff might have started to give up a little bit, and I got to him in that lap car. He hit at the wrong spot, and I ended up was able to get underneath him through 3 and 4, make the pass, and yeah, we're just riding around then, and fortunately the caution came out, but at least it made it exciting for the fans.
And I'll tell you what, you had to know that if Steve had the chance, he was going to grab the outside groove where he loves to pass people. What was your biggest concern as you had that restart with Carlson?
I just had to make sure I didn't get on the apron too much coming off of 4 to get the green. A lot of times with these hot tires, you can get loose off of 4 and the outside guy can get a good run, and sometimes clear into turn 1. So I just really want to make sure my tires were cleaned off when we got the 1 to go, and it worked out.
All right, a feature race winner from Seymour, Wisconsin, Ty Majeski.
All right, so again, congratulations, Majeski, Powell, and Carlson. Sportsmen's found themselves in an interesting spot. Put the name of Brad Warthen. Not only did he qualify fast his first time ever at the La Crosse Speedway in a sportsman car, he went out, won himself a feature. As we start rolling the tape on this one, Brad Warthen was interesting. He started in 8th place. By lap 9, he took the top spot away from a very feisty challenger with the name of Justin Mulliken. Mulligan in a race of his own going on, trying to take care of Bachman and Clements that were sitting behind him the entire time. You can see the 2016 Mustang of Warthen getting it done through one yellow and then had to do it again through another yellow. This time he finds Bachman, as you just saw, on the outside. Bachman said he wore his car out during the first one. He couldn't run the outside. His tires just weren't up to speed. Warthen stayed to the inside, picked themselves up a race win. Bachman ended up taking second and Clements third. And if I look at my point standings, Steve Bachman only about 5 points away from Nick Clements as we head into races next week. Here's what those three had to say afterwards.
Disappointed look on your face as you came out of the ride.
No, the best car won. I mean, Brad was the fastest tonight. Congratulations to him. I mean, he deserves it. He works on his car and doesn't complain.
Third place tonight, it's a podium finish for your point leader, Nick Clements. Second tonight, Steve Bachman. Well, again, I'm just going to let you sum that one up there. That's probably one of the toughest races I've seen you have in about 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, it was. I owe Nick a thank you for giving me space. I had my hands full, and I owe him a thank you, that's for sure. He did a good job by giving me room. It was a good race. I had a good race with him, and man, that 22, he's fast.
Talk about that last restart. You've told me in the past that you like to run the outside. Now you're set up to run about 3 or 4 laps. You had your chance there.
Yeah, I had a chance. It was good for a lap or two, but I used it up earlier on the outside, so it got really greasy on me. I was so loose off. I don't know what was going on towards the end there, but she was evil, but we got her in one piece.
Second place finish, give it up for Steve Bachman. Clean sweep tonight, quick time qualifier. Your feature race winner, Bad Brad Warthen. I can hear you screaming from turn 4 down to get that checkered flag. Talk about that impressive win over these 2 hard chargers.
Man, after last week, that was well earned, especially coming off my very first ever quick time tonight. We led pretty much almost all of the whole feature 2 weeks ago, and Nick got me right there at the end on a restart, and then we ended up with another restart tonight, and I'm going, man, here comes take 2 of what happened 2 weeks ago. I got to thank DSR Chassis for putting this thing together for me. Without them, this thing would be nowhere near as fast as what it is. I got to thank Carlisle Farms for coming on the hood. That'll be there next week. Innovative Movers. I also got to thank my mom, and I got to thank Shell, and man, there's probably so many I'm totally forgetting tonight, but I'm so excited I probably will take care of them next week.
All right. Your feature race winner one more time from Sparta, Wisconsin, Bad Brad Warthen.
So congrats, Bad Brad Warthen, Nick Clements, and Steve Bachman. Those three, got to watch them, and Mulligan, Martin, and maybe some other heavy contenders here by the end of the race season as they are all improving every Saturday night. Coming up next segment, we'll talk about the Thunderstocks, the Hornets. Also in the program, Bill Schott, who's in first place, but the Thunderstocks will join us in the program. Stay tuned, a whole lot more coming up next right here on KQED.
The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, there's a hotel in La Crosse you need to check into. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. Want to try something really special? Pizza Hut is now featuring a bacon-stuffed crust pizza. Apple smoked bacon with melty cheese and stuffed in the crust. Just $12.99 for one topping at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Get up to $1,100 off on select American Standard systems. Call Carey Heating or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist.
Welcome back, Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV. I'm the voice, Dan Dykert. Thanks for joining us. We already talked about the late models and sportsmen from La Crosse last weekend. Let's jump knee-deep into the Thunderstock ranks, where Jason Schaller, who's been running a lot of different cars on the action track quarter mile, As you see here, the number 24, not the prettiest, but it's what's under the hood and who's driving that stock car that can really get things done. That would be Jason Schaller out of French Island. And, man, he got it done in the quickest of manners, as a matter of fact. Took the first feature win in his career over the last 2 years. Started 8th, took the lead on lap number 13 of 15. Look at the patience pay off right here for that guy. And he knows who he's running against each and every weekend, whether it's going to be one of the Malums now, maybe the Moores, Bolsters, Schotts, who's coming up in the next segment. Jason Schaller got that El Camino in and around the racetrack. And he brings up a very interesting point battle now that he is involved with. Bill Schott again is going to be on the show today, going to talk about sitting first place in the Thunderstock point standings with Jason Bolster. Right behind them are two feisty drivers, Jason Schaller and Andy Moore. Now, Schaller and Moore are tied for second place in points. They're only 2 away from first, so 4 drivers, only 2 points separate all 4 of them. And then you got to think about Miss Ricky Bobby, Kayla Ray Lockington, who's been awfully strong. Kyle Lockington's been awfully strong. Scott Malum's been awfully strong in his El Camino, and even Melissa Rush in her El Camino. I mean, this is one of the best Thunderstock classes I've seen in quite some time. I would expect that to last all the way until Oktoberfest, when we crown a champion. All those classes will be back tonight at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. It's going to be late models and sportsmen. Thunderstocks are back out. The Outlaws will join them on the Action Track Quarter Mile. One of the coolest races I get to announce from the infield outside of Smashorama and even Destruction is the boat race. You've got La Crosse Speedway drivers involved. You've got people that don't even race that are out getting boats, getting them back on their cars, trucks, campers, whatever they're bringing out there. Chains, string, bubble gum, they get them on there. Then they race from the Action Track Quarter Mile. They eventually lose the boat, and then the fun begins. There's parts flying all over the place. People are intentionally trying to hit the boats. That makes announcing those just that much better. And also my cat-like reflexes, sometimes you might have a piece of a stern or a piece of a car bumper come flying at you in the winter circle. All in all, it's going to be a great time with the boat race. Also, kids, make sure when you get to the Crosse Speedway Saturday, get signed up in the souvenir stand. We have pre-race kids rides. If you've never had a chance to run in a stock car or on the Speedway, that would be a perfect time to do so. Thomas Sparta Raceway again, they have gone from a Sunday format to a Friday format. They tried to do it last week. Friday night got rained out. Then they tried to run Sunday. Well, they got it through the heat races, qualifying in the first feature, and then Mother Nature decided to do a dance on TSR and washed everything out. So they're going to have double features coming up on Friday night. Chuck and Steve and the gang have decided to keep it at $5 admission. They're going to have a lot of cool things in there to keep it cool during a hot night of racing, and double features, and that's going to be a whole lot of racing for $5. So you might want to show up early. Consider just making your dinner plans right there at TSR, and then get ready for a lot of racing, especially with the very heavy modified class that they have running there. You can get more information about the Thomas Sparta Raceway. They have their own website. You can find them on Facebook. Add yourself as a friend. See the comments. Talk with the drivers about some of the things that they do, and find the upcoming events as well. Of course, the Crosse Speedway, you can always find it at CrosseSpeedway.com. On Twitter, it's at LAX Speedway. And, of course, you can find them on Facebook, where they'll talk about more, like the events we got coming up here tonight. They've got some big ones coming up as well. You want to circle that Tundra Super Late Model and Sportsman race coming up here in July. We've got a lot of street drags coming up. Street drags Friday night. I'll be out there at the racetrack doing that one again. We got rained out the first time, but I kid you not, folks, we had over 250 competitors waiting. More than half were big trucks and pull-type trucks, and hopefully we get that kind of a crowd again on Friday night. That website is streetdragslax.com. You can always find championship photos and the entire schedule there as well. Coming up in segment number 3, we're going to talk to the man sitting on top of the Thunderstock ranks. That will be Bill Schott, and he is a very humble gentleman. Also, the car owner is Tyler Stuber. Kind of interesting combination those two make. We'll tell you more why next on 7 Rivers Radio.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Get up to $1,100 off on select American Standard systems. Call Carey Heating or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist. Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. Want to try something really special? Pizza Hut is now featuring a bacon-stuffed crust pizza. Apple smoked bacon with melty cheese and stuffed in the crust. Just $12.99 for one topping at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut. The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, there's a hotel in La Crosse you need to check into. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
Hi, folks. Welcome back. Simmer's Racing, KQE GTV. Hope you've enjoyed the program so far as we talk a little bit about the point standings at the Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. One of the gentlemen that finds himself on top or tied on top of the Thunderstock rankings this year at the Crosse Speedway is my guest, along with his car owner. We'd like to welcome in. I think this is the first time we've had him on the program, and that will be Bill Schott and Tyler Stuber. Tyler, nice to have you in. Good seeing you. Bill, great to have you in as well.
Thanks for having us.
You know, first and foremost, I got to thank you for the kudos you gave me on Facebook here a couple weeks ago. Something that I had said on the radio show about you and how I've learned you over the past couple of years, your driving style and exactly where you sit in the point standings, and you sent down a very nice note. So I first and foremost want to thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate it, and everything you do, your announcing style is awesome, and we appreciate everything you do for us and our sponsors and the track and keeping the people in the stands entertained.
You know, you kind of came out of nowhere a couple of years ago. All of a sudden, I saw Bill Schott Toma, then I saw Bill Schott La Crosse. I think you live in 5 different cities at the same time, so I've seen it written all over the place. Talk about your emergence. I mean, I know you've done a lot of driving at the Toma Sparta Raceway as well, but what encouraged you to come over to La Crosse?
Well, actually, my first asphalt race ever was at La Crosse. I was back, raced with Mary Schill, Secor, Stansfields. So that's the first place I ever raced asphalt. My cousin raced his rookie year in Sportsman at Toma, and that's how I got involved there. And I'm hooked.
And you did some dirt. How many times did you go to the dirt track last year? It's like 3-4 times?
4 times at Fountain City. They didn't all turn out very well. I think I only finished 1 race there. Ended up on my lid once.
I was there for that night.
Hit the wall a couple times.
I was there for those too.
But I'll still be back there.
And that's a totally, I mean, I think Tom Farr was our first Thunderstock driver from La Crosse that ended up going to the dirt track last year. He finished 3rd, but that's when we actually raced a horn, and I was sitting in the chute. He hit the wall right in front of me, and then the jarring sounding effect that thing had. And he was the first one to say, man, if you don't, usually they think, okay, it's the same thing as a pure stock, slap different tires on you, you're good to go. But it's a different pony than that.
It's fun. I grew up with my family on dirt. My cousin Lucas he's the man out there. So I've been around dirt, but you got to know what you're doing, I guess, and I don't think I know what I'm doing there yet.
His cousin, by the way, I wouldn't want to say would be Lucas Schott.
Yep.
Everybody knows Lucas all over the MTS Speedway. So we head into 2016. Nobody knows what to expect. The favorites that come back again, Jason Bolster, Jason Schaller, Andy Moore, and all of a sudden Bill Schott. And the success you've seen up until this point, this will be the second weekend in a row that you've headed into a Saturday night race tied for the points lead. Last week you were tied with Andy Moore. Andy Moore falls back into a tie for second with Jason Schaller. Now you're tied for first place with Jason Bolster with 2 other cars, 2 behind you. Talk about this year.
We're just doing it night by night. I got a lot of help. Believe it or not, most of the drivers help us. I mean, we ask them for help or vice versa. It's a good situation that way. I truly feel like I'm lucky to be where I'm at. I keep getting some good breaks and getting through the line and getting some top 3 finishes. Can't count Andy out. He'll be there every week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad to be running with the fast guys there. I mean, you got Lockington. Kyle's there every week. He's a fast kid. Look at Kayla Lockington. She's there. Melissa Roosh is always there. I mean, every car is competitive. We'll just see how it plays out, I guess.
And it's interesting because Tyler Stuber is here with us in the studio as well for the program today. Usually when you have a car owner, he's a lot older than the car driver. And this is a total reverse situation right here because, Tyler, you own the number 2.
Yep, that's true. Basically, we needed another car for a backup car, and then we ended up building this one up from the ground up. And, I had a little bit of spare money, so I helped out and bought the car, and now we got it where we got it, I guess. So
77
Yep,
body?
77 body.
Where did you find the body at? Nobody can find bodies, and yours was actually straighter than, if you look at Andy Morris, his has taken a pounding for years, but your body was awfully straight when you first came out this year.
Well, when we got it, it was mostly complete. We just kind of had to do some sanding and painting and put the fenders on up front. Luckily we had some really nice, smooth fenders that were never used for a race car, so that was a lot of fun to get that all set up and put together and figure out all the specs of where everything needs to be for it all to fit, We've had a whole bunch of cars like that, and we had a whole lot of parts to use, so it was pretty quick.
The car was Jason Shaller's.
Okay.
We got it through Lance, and I bought it from Jason.
Okay.
He bought it from Jason. So we just finished it. Lance did a lot of work to it, and we finished it.
And Lance Berger's got to have his own car parter finder website, because that guy, you need any kind of a part or a car, folks, just tag Lance Berger on Facebook, because that guy is out there for all these drivers. So being a car owner and being a younger guy, do you ever sit behind the wall and watch him race knowing you own that rig but want to race yourself?
Oh yeah, that's why I've got my own lines on buying race cars for myself, and I get a lot of joy out of him winning. If he wins, I usually try to run into Victory Circle, take pictures, that kind of thing that a car owner does, I guess. So I have a lot of fun just sitting and watching the races too.
Bill's quickly becoming one of the good guys at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, and it kind of goes back to the comment that you had that I'm going to ask you to bring back up again. Sitting in first place 2 weeks in a row, you become a very respected driver in the Thunderstock ranks and at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Kudos don't come easy for you, though. That's why I was really kind of set back at the kudos you had given me for talking you up here 2 weeks ago.
Just growing up, being told you couldn't accomplish something, or you'd never do this, or you can't do that, and then to have people, tell you can do it and stand behind you every week, and, I still feel lucky, and they say that you're good at it, and I just try to be humble about it, and I try to put in my head that I'm going to win. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm out there to win, but I just feel lucky to drive with the caliber of drivers that have the experience that they have. Andy Moore, he's been driving for a long time. Jason Bolster, I used to, when I came into Thunderstocks in the 2000s, whenever it was, I'm looking up to him, so, and now to be them asking for advice and vice versa, and they're there, it's a good scene to be in. I like lacrosse.
It kind of makes you sit back and go, I am doing it no matter what anybody ever told me. I'm looking at the points right here. I'm running with some of the best of the best. When you sit back, you got to sit back and smile.
I try, but I have a lot of help. I got John Scott. I'm sure you see it from up in the tower.
Oh, yeah.
He's in my pits every week, whether I need something or not, making sure I have something. Every season last year, the first phone call when I pulled out of the track was to John. We went over what I needed for the following night, if I needed anything. I loaned a motor out last year. It got blown up. John was there for us, so we had another motor for our second car. If it wasn't for the help this year, I got Midnight Auto, Jason Stark. They're probably working on my car right now.
Right.
So, it's the help. There's no way we could do it on our own. It's impossible.
Well, as you're talking about help, the both of you, maybe you can lean on each other. Who else are you, sponsor-wise and other kudos you want to send out this year?
Well, I have my sister. She owns the Scarf Chick. She's a big help, big inspiration as well. She's the one my whole life that said I could do things.
Nice.
So, and she's still there today. I got John, of course, Jason Stark and Midnight Auto. Who am I forgetting here? His aunt, Allison Steers from
Roden and Fields, the makeup company.
Okay.
She's the independent consultant. We have Brad Worthing Graphics. He took care of the appearance of the car. I got my cousin who helped us and gave us a place to build the car and painted it for us. Am I missing somebody, Dan?
Oh, no, I think I have everybody memorized off your sheet, plus a couple we've talked about in the pits. I think you pretty much
I got them.
Nailed it right there. It's kind of interesting to talk to these guys. This is like Jack Roush and one of his Jack Roush Fenway drivers right here, the way you guys have been nailing this year. And we're knocking on wood. Of course, we want to see you guys continue with this success. Again, if you look at the point standings heading into Saturday night's races, Schott and Bolster are tied for first. Only 2 points back are both Jason Schaller and Andy Moore. This has got to be the tightest at this point of the season I think I've seen Thunderstocks in quite a long time. And watch for the Kyle Lockingtons. Watch for the Jacinda Paffs if she can get the program back on. Miss Ricky Bobby Kayla Ray Lockington, Melissa Roosh, Malums. Any given night, someone's going to win this thing at lacrosse. And this is probably one of the most competitive fields we've seen this year. And we give kudos to all the Thunderstock drivers that are making it a great show for not only myself, but of course the race fans and their sponsors. Tyler and Bill, we appreciate you guys coming in. For more this week, you can listen Saturday to the WBOG Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report, as I want to have both these guys on the radio show to talk a little bit more at length as well. I want to thank you guys coming in. We'll see them at the racetrack. We will see you at the racetrack as well. That'll wrap up this week's edition of 7 Rivers Racing right here on KQEG TV.
Oh, here we go!